for everybody that's training in the site, it's instantly automatically saved into the private YouTube channel. So let's say you actually were to record for an hour. As soon as you're done, you don't have to upload it anymore. It's actually there.
Oh, wow.
It isn't like you have to save it to your phone or save it and then try to upload it to YouTube or upload it to Facebook. It literally is there in an instant. As soon as you're done, it's already there.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've never seen something that works that way.
Gotcha. Nice.
So that's how we, like Dave is part of the group. And when he does his workouts, he records them basically in a StreamYard that automatically is uploading it to our private YouTube channel. And as soon as it's done, it's there. So then if he needs me to check on the chest press, I could just go look, oh, there was a chest press and like that. So anything that anybody does is automatically there that I could check up on. Or they could look back up on it or whatever, because it's always very important to record yourself to actually see the form that you're using.
Boy, based upon your results with the ladies, I would think every lady in the country would be on this.
Yes, but you should know. And that's the key, because most of them, like, right, they have the private Facebook ladies group, because most women don't want to be working out or be seen working out with guys. So that's why it's private. All the videos are private, and only they could share the link anyways. But what's good about it is that we have a men's group and we have a ladies group. So like David works out with another one of our members called Ricky.
Yeah,
and
Ricky.
People could set up, like, you could put in the site, hey, I want to work out around 8 o'clock. If somebody else work out, and then you could both log in, and then you will both be working out together. And people, that's the whole idea, is that you're able to find people to work out with, and it makes the workouts, you're more accountable, and just makes the workouts better. And even when I train people, I train them 2 at a time, or, that way one sees what I'm telling the other person, and then they go, and all you got to do with StreamYard is good. Is like, you could make yourself the only person, or I could choose to make somebody else the only person. So let's say you were working out, you will be working out, and everybody be seeing you, and I'll be seeing exactly what you're doing. But then what I tell you, and then the next person will go, and Dave would go, and he will work out, and like that, and it makes it so that you could it makes it better, because you could see what the other person's doing and what I'm telling them to correct. So automatically you start, oh, that's what I'm trying to do, and it makes it simpler to teach.
Yeah.
Because it helps it helps to see what other people might or might not be doing, even though we all have different proportions and move differently, which is why sometimes you always need, just because, there's form cues, the form cues don't apply to everyone, because everyone has a different, different proportions of your body. So that's why a good trainer will be able to watch you and go, well, you have to change this, because in your body, you need to move this way. Because not everyone's going to move the same way, especially with deadlift and squat. Everyone will move slightly a bit different, and you have to be able to see that in that person, or else you're not really going to help them.
Do you find the ladies have more of a difficult time with the diet or the proper form with the X3?
Form, I'll tell you right now, women have much better form than guys. That's what I will always find. Always, by far. Most women have superior form to all guys, because first of all, they're more flexible. So they're able to move better in the first place. They have better hip movement. So usually you'll find that they have better form and that they have more pain resistance. They'll do way better at pushing than guys will. With a few exceptions, of course. There's a bell curve and everything. But I'm saying, for the most part, I've always impressed more with women's form than I am with a guy's form in the beginning.
That's
Later on, of course, everyone will train to and improve, but usually,
very interesting.
Now diet, that's going to be very individual. Obviously, the people that let's say the changes that I showed that are very drastic that are here are people that are basically ate what I gave them and only ate when I told them. Right? They were here, living here, and they get exactly. So that makes it very easy. I can't stop somebody from eating at their own house. Right? I can't go to their own house, but usually you could tell, like Ricky told me when he first started that he was carnivore, and I'm looking at him going, and I said, how long have you been carnivore? He says, like 6 months. And I'm looking at him. Okay. He at the time weighed 307 pounds. And I'm going, so what part, describe to me your carnivore. And the thing is, he was carnivore because he says, well, I only eat meat or whatever, but I have coffee black. I said, okay. What do you mean? Well, he had like 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day, and he had that with 3 or 4 scoops of brown sugar.
Oh.
And somehow he associated that the brown sugar was black. Yes, I don't know how. I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me that you're taking 3 or 4 sugar scoops in your coffee. You're drinking 4 of them, and you're carnivore, dude. You're messing up your carnivore. You ain't no carnivore. He's like, and then as soon as he started stopping that, he really started again now dropping weight because just the simple fact of, dude, in order to be carnivore, you can't be taking especially 4 spoonfuls of sugar in every coffee, and you're drinking 4 or 5 of them.
It's okay.
Something as simple as that. But usually you could tell when most people will tell you something doesn't work because they half-ass tried it.
Oh,
They weren't really trying it. If you actually do it, it works. There's no people will claim it didn't work for me. That means I didn't do it. Not it didn't work for me, because it literally will work the same way for everyone. One thing works the same almost straight off the bat. People fail to apply the discipline to do it. That's a different story.
Yeah, you
It
got to
is.
be all in on anything to have.
Yeah. If you either do it or you don't do it, then you got to adjust differently. If you're going to be a balanced kind of diet, then you have to know that you have to follow your macros. They will tell you, I tried a balanced diet, it didn't work. Well, they didn't follow the macros, right? They really didn't track because with balanced diets, then you really got to track your macros, really got to see what you're eating, and then you got to really change according to them, but actually track it. Most people won't. So then they're tracking wrong, and then they're going to blame, well, that didn't work either. Nothing works because you really didn't try, you didn't really apply it. Everything will work, but you have to apply it. Certain things will be easier or harder depending on the individual, but they all work no matter what. It will be like saying, well, I'm going to do a 40-day fast and I didn't lose weight. If you do a 40-day fast, it's going to work the same way for everybody across the board. You're going to lose the weight. There's no way around it. You're going to lose the weight. So you see, everything works across the board. It's just whether you actually follow it. Now, certain things will be easier than other things for people, obviously. And that's why I don't recommend people go straight into fasting. I would recommend, if you're going to switch to this type of, if you're going to start fasting, I would recommend you first do 3 weeks of only eating meat and eggs, and that's the whole day. If you ate it the whole day, eventually, after 3 weeks, you're not going to have any carb cravings as long as you were eating no carbs, because you've been stuffing yourself. Every craving you had, I want more meat and eggs inside your body. Eventually, after 3 weeks, you no longer have any cravings because you've now had 3 weeks of constant feeding yourself fat and protein. And that changes, that in and of itself changes the craving for eating, because you were only eating fat and protein. So that helps people get into fasting. When people go into fasting straight off the bat, that's usually a recipe for disaster for most people that are used to only eating carbs and all that, because you have carb cravings. You could fast easily if you're fat adapted already. That doesn't matter because you no longer have cravings. But you have to get away from the cravings for carbs to really fast easily. And most people just won't find it.
How long do you have to fast to get into this autophagy, would you say?
I was when you're really looking for that, you're looking for a minimum of 24.
24.
24 is when real things begin. Anybody that tell you that at 12 or 16, you're not doing nothing at that point. 24 is when it begins, and then you start. It starts incrementing the benefits from there, and let's say that the benefits start tapering down after 72. From 72 on, you will that actual benefit of drastic benefit would drop. Obviously not the losing fat benefit, not the whatever, but the actual, all you need is between 48 and 72.
Okay.
All right. That will give you the most benefit. You don't need to do 5 days. By 72 hours, you will have already reset almost everything that you were going to do. Now, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, that's different. If you're just doing it for plain fat loss, that's going to affect fat loss. As the longer you keep it up, the more but you would have to have, there will be no reason to do that if you're lean. If you're lean at a certain point, you're really going against yourself, because if you already have enough lean, you're not getting nothing out of leanness. If you're lean, you only need like 48 hours to 72 at the most. If all you're doing it is for autopathy, like you're saying, however you say that word that I can't say.
Yeah, I never can either. My wife.
No, that word kills me. Any kind of those weird words, I know what they are, and I can pronounce them. I'll sit there.
I heard some doctors talking about the vaccine and the shots and things, and they were saying if you fast autophagy, you reset the cells, you can get the spike protein out of your cell.
Well, let's say anytime I might start feeling sick, which I rarely do anymore, I start fasting. As soon as you feel anything, you fast. That takes care of almost everything. It's the less you consume when you're feeling sick, you're gonna clear up almost anything real fast.
I always found the preponderance. I always feel better when I eat light, but I always want to eat heavy. It doesn't make any logical sense, right?
Heavy what?
Like the American thing, constantly eating all the time, snacking.
That's the problem. Constantly eating all the
That's
time becomes
the commercials, the fast food,
Oh yeah.
eat all the time. You got to be eating every hour. I mean,
that's no one's gonna tell you, no one's gonna sell you eat once a day, already. Because literally the whole economy is based on, hey, go have breakfast, go have lunch, go have brunch, go have whatever, go have. You literally would crash 50 or 70% of the economy, considering that most of the economy is the service economy, right? You would literally crash the whole economy if you told people, in order to be healthy, eat once a day.
I always feel much better when I eat lighter
Yeah.
and less often.
Yeah.
But I tend to eat often, like family around and everybody, kind of feel pressured to eat all the time. But you have to, do what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Hey, I got another question related to dieting. So I was listening to somebody on YouTube yesterday, two people that are quite popular on YouTube, both kind of carnivore. One was carnivore, and then he's included honey, dairy, fruit. But he was saying that I have my testosterone levels been tested to be okay, except for the T3, and that's not good. And so I want to raise that up. But he found his to go up from eating, he said, anyway, he included some fruit. And that seemed to do something with metabolism and also improve his T3 numbers. I don't know. So I'm just wondering, I've been with carnivore for 20 months, and it's been a blessing to use for me. I've had massive recovery from a variety of things. But now I'm wondering about my T3, what I can do to jack that up. So,
Whether you get it checked, or is it just because you saw something on YouTube?
well, I had it checked recently.
What did they tell you?
It's below the norm. Yeah.
And how much are you eating? What are you eating? But see, a lot of these levels, I'll tell you right now, a lot of the levels I've seen,
Yeah.
they're not meant to be as high. The numbers could be normal for you and not normal for somebody else. See, just like having low testosterone might be normal for you, and you still have the same results as somebody with higher testosterone. What the problem is, you have to know what the number was for you since the beginning. You might have had that at the beginning, and it hasn't gone lower because you did carnivore. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times people want to assume that everything's the same for everybody as far as the numbers go. If you have no symptoms of low energy, you have no symptoms of anything, then the number might just be your number.
Yeah.
And it's just your, you can't expect, well, if I move my number up, it might actually make it worse. You see what I'm saying? It isn't just about the number. It's about your number, how you're feeling and how you're doing. That's why a lot of times it's not just the number. They got to do you have any symptoms? Do you have any symptoms because of this? If you don't, there's no real reason to treat everything. Yeah. So we can't just go around chasing a number a lot of times. Yeah. That's the wrong way to go about everything.
Well, I'm probably the oldest guy here, and the point is of course, with that, always try to look at myself as being a young personality, and it bodes well.
With that awesome hair that you have, of course you have that personality. I wish.
Thanks,
I have to buy mine, and yours just gets thrown on your head automatically. I wish I had that.
See, you don't have to get a haircut. That saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the point is, I can't recover like I used to, which is normal when we as we age. But I'd like to have more energy, and so I was wondering, well, maybe that's why I have less energy the last few years. So
you got to make sure you're eating enough. That's the key. Enough protein. Because remember that what you do is that as you get older, you do absorb protein less, so you actually have to eat more. And usually, when people get older, they eat less, And if they eat less, they're eating less protein, they're absorbing less. So if you're absorbing less protein, you need to eat more protein, which becomes the hard for people because they can't eat enough. And that's why, well, I guess 40 or anything like that will help because you could get more protein in.
All right. So for me, you know, kind of know what I'm about 6 foot and weigh about 153-4 pounds. You know, and so I'm really lean.
Yes.
But how much protein should I be consuming?
You already know my recommendation to everybody is eat 3 pounds of meat. No one.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
eat 3
I just
pounds
wanted
of
to
meat
hear
because
hear that
the
again.
truth is, you gotta, especially if you're a hard gainer and lean. If you're only carnivore, like when you're eating carbs help with make you look bigger because in reality they're inflaming the muscle with more water, right? Like everything's an inflammation thing. When you're only eating carnivore, you're very lean in a sense. Your muscles more of a dense thing. So in order to grow more, you really gotta overeat what you're eating.
All right.
The only way when I start growing is when I overeat. I have to overeat an amount. I cannot be eating a normal small amount. That's not gonna work. If I only ate 200 grams, that's not gonna work. I gotta eat 3 pounds plus. Eat eggs. Eat half for it. I gotta eat, and that's just to maintain the size, the little size that I have.
No.
Because this is the way I'm a small person. I'm not like Steve over there. Look at the size of Steve. Steve looked like he eats all my food. He ate all my food, and somebody else. Look at his size. I wish I had that.
I may
Steve
look
size.
big on camera, but I'm 5'8" and I weigh about 160 pounds. So I'm
good. But then you have it distributed super good. That looks awesome on you. Look,
I've been doing X3 for a year now, and the only reason I kind of wanted to join this is because I've seen so many of your videos and stuff. I was like, well, I'm intrigued to see if he can get me any, obviously, to find the problems. And I meant to join on the 1st of August, and I didn't. So when I saw this, that's why I jumped in here. I was like, I want to see what
questions you have.
I figured there's going to be 15 people on here praising you.
Well, it all depends. It all depends. They might show up later. I don't know because it's kind of hard. I'm testing this. I want to do this like once a week where I just answer forum questions like that for anybody to show up, which will be good. So what do you have? What do you want? What do you have questions with the X3? In the use of it.
For me to have questions about for you, I've just form. I just want to make sure I'm doing it. You know, what I mean,
exactly. What kind of form questions do you have?
My biggest thing has always
like
been
in deadlift or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm doing it correctly, but I've seen a couple of your videos that you posted, and I'm like, oh, like for instance, drag curl. You have them kind of lean over a little bit when you're dragging. I've always just tried to stick my chest out.
I stick my chest out, but I also do the what I call the Michael Jackson smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Dance. So I lean myself forward with my whole body tight. And what that's doing is causing an even more leverage disadvantage to the body. So if I'm going to show you, if I'm here, I want to make myself bigger now. So, right? If I'm here, if you're standing straight and you're here, right? You have this leverage disadvantage here. But if you're really leaning yourself forward now remember, with the band holding you, you're able to lean even more. Because just like Michael Jackson had those little things holding him, the band itself will hold you, especially when you're doing heavy bands. So now that holding is actually causing it to have more tension. Now you're pulling your back even tighter, and now you have a real disadvantage in your arms. You see what I'm saying? Because of the angle. Like here, it goes down lighter than it goes down here. Everybody that goes forward will feel that it is harder.
Yeah, I did it today. I did it today with my workout for doing drag curls, and I've made a difference. I can feel it majorly different.
Yes, it's completely different. It really, really blows your bicep even more. And what I like to do is as soon as you're at the top, I like to try to pretend I'm trying to pull the bar through my body. So you're pulling behind you. You're trying to physically pull that bar behind you.
Gotcha.
That really makes it squeeze your bicep. That's one of the real good ones for the bicep to do. Anything else on deadlift you got down, everything else? Because I mean, just by the shape of your body, you look like you're actually putting effort into it. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm doing it right, but I mean, I don't post videos on X3, so it's one of those deals that I think I still want to join.
That's the best thing about, I tell you, if you join the thing, that's the best thing. Because now You're gonna have all the videos automatically recorded. You don't have to waste space on your phone. They're automatically there. Then if
Right.
you have any questions, I could look at them. Then you
Okay.
could also do a workout with David. You could do a workout with Larry. You could do a workout with whoever, and you're working out. I will have days where I'm working out at night and say, "Hey, somebody wants to join? Let's do the workout together." And even for the basic members, I try to give one a month where you're actually getting a video lesson. At least they're getting, I want people to have value from it, to actually everyone help each other out.
I like it.
But-
Sounds good.
What other? You have any other questions for like deadlift? The deadlift. What I'm trying to show people is the deadlift is a photocopy of each rep. Well, every rep in every move should be a photocopy of each rep until. I don't know if you saw the video that I explained this morning. What the reps that we do, that we're really not doing a rep. We're doing. It's really one rep. It's really one set. One set, one rep. We count reps only because we're counting to because you want to get more the next time, right? But
Sure.
the problem is that when you think of reps, you're still thinking of weights. Reps are where you go from nothing to the lockout to back to nothing. That's a rep with weights, because with reps, with weights, you're not thinking of constant tension. You're trying to get however many reps that protocol calls for. So if it's 3 by 10, you do 3 by 10. You're doing one rep at a time, and every time you do a rep, you're really just going from nothing to you move the bar and you come right back. So that's not constant tension. With constant tension with the bands, you really want to move from like 20% load, which it would be like you move the band forward a bit, like in the chest press, and load it. And then you want to move to like 80% load. Anything beyond that, you're starting to push out and getting to the lockout section. So if you get to the lockout section, again, you're losing the tension. It is not just about how far that bar is going. The more you move it, because if you move it further, it's heavier, right? It's pushing further, but now you're offloading it into your joints. And if you're offloading it into your joints, you're stopping the damn rep. So you're wasting your time. So you got to know that we're going between 20 and 80%. That's all we want to do. It's 20 and 80%. But now as you start moving and you came back, since you haven't let go of that tension, that's not really reps. It's really one long rep that you're trying to move and move. We count it because you have to have a physical way of knowing the next time I'm going to try harder. But in reality, you're trying to keep tension and keep tension. And every time you go, eventually it goes less fur because now it's full of blood on this side, right? So imagine that what is happening is that the muscle itself is filling and the space you're able to push into is less. And the space you're able to push into is eventually you can't push because the muscle's all full of blood. There's nothing to do. There's no more space in that. That's what you're trying to do. Fill it in a constant tension way where that gets full. The more you're able to do that, the better results you get. The more you're able to concentrate on getting. That's why I teach people, or I try to tell people, stop trying to get reps. I want you to fail. Show me that you could fail by 15 with even a light band, because that means you really concentrated on filling and using the stimulus to get the muscle to swell.
You're
If
cutting
you
out.
can't fail with a light band by 15 or 20, you're not really able to apply stimulus. You have to learn to apply stimulus that even a light band could make you fail, because you're using so much energy pushing that into it. And it's not just about the reps. It's not just about the pace. You have to know how to squeeze into that to get yourself to fail.
Okay.
People want to move fast to get reps. So moving fast to get reps is not the same thing as actually trying to fail to get the rep. Fail in each rep and then fail. Don't worry about the total amount. Worry about actually just eventually reaching that failure with the proper stimulus, obviously. How's your form in deadlift? You feel that's good?
I do. I mean, but again, it's one of those deals. I'd obviously like to upload my videos and let you see them, and you can do correctness of what you see. Maybe I'm
You saw the
missing
one that I
something.
showed today?
Yeah.
Okay, because that, let me see. I could put it here. Let me see.
I think my hardest part is like at the very end when I start to fail, the rounding of my back is where,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Oh, look at that. You're showing it.
Okay,
This
so-
is beautiful, Mikel.
When you see me start there, you notice I'm loading first tension. I'm trying to load the tension into my arms and into my body. When I move up, the only thing that's pulling is the hips. What people fail to see is that people try to pull up. Let me stop. What people see, I let my actual hips go back, and that's what actually drags the bar down. That movement is what's doing the bar down.
Oh.
I'm not dropping from my shoulders. what people will do, what most people will do is, because the entire movement should be here, right? The entire movement is here, and when you go back and you stretch and you push the floor away, the movement happens here. The movement doesn't happen like this. People try to do, or people move like this. They move this much, and then they go like this, right? That's most. You see that most of them will do literally this, and then go like this. The rest of the time, the movement of the bar was this. So that didn't work the legs at all because you didn't actually. The hips is what's moving back and pushing forward. If you didn't have anything in your hands pulling, you're like this. This is what's moving. This. The hands are just literally hanging. And you're doing everything here. It's the same way with the squat. What most people will do with the squat, you'll see, is that most people will do like this. And then in order to get down, they go like this. What did your legs do? Nothing. Because the squat, literally what has to move down is the hips. The legs have to move down. You notice my shoulder didn't lean forward to bring down the bar. What most people will do is they'll do this, and then they'll do this. And they somehow think that they're doing a squat, right? But your legs didn't do anything. Your legs, what makes your legs move is how far your hips right here go down. You see, that's what has to go down, not this and then this. It's the same way with the deadlift. They go like this and then they go like this. They're trying to pull the bar up and muscle it up with their back rather than using the hips to thrust, which is what the deadlift is. Both moves are basically, it's where most people have problems is that they are not able to exert the actual movement with their hips and their legs, and they're trying to overpower it with their upper body, pull it, rather than actually pushing with their legs.
Yeah.
I battle with engaging the hamstrings today.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried to stand up, and Ricky was correcting me. He said, no, you want to have be bent a little more at the knees. Yeah, but I said I can't feel the hamstrings engaged. So I had to move my butt back a little bit.
Yeah, you had to move your butt back. You had to stretch it back because it's your hips that you have to move back. You have to shift back. Make sure it's your legs doing it rather than trying to lower the bar. What people will do is they'll lower the bar by bending forward, dropping the shoulder.
That's probably what I'm doing.
Which then ends up, well, my back hurts when I do the deadlift. Yeah, because you're usually...
it was sore. Yeah, the lower back. Yeah.
Because mainly they're trying to pull it.
I was thoroughly disappointed this morning because I wanted the leg workout, the hips.
Yeah.
Well, it could be because they have bad knees, don't have flexibility, right? Too.
Well, yeah, it's a combination of everything. There's going to be but you have to learn to move, and then that's why you got to use the appropriate band so that it starts letting you do it. What you see is that they want to power up the black band, and you're like, well, I could already tell for a mile away, you're not able to. Your back is completely rounding. Everything has to be done in the right way so that you're able to actually do the movement. People have to learn they got to work their way up to the bands, not because their legs are not strong, only because their core and their upper back and the whatever is not stable enough to do constant tension. You might be strong lifting weights with a barbell when you do 1 rep at a time. There's a completely different ball game once this becomes that you have to do past the 3rd rep and you're holding constant tension. You'll see that all their backs start rounding forward, and now the moves start completely changing because they no longer have the stamina to maintain that heavy band.
Right.
And then the pain comes. Well, because you had to have worked your stamina by building it up with the lighter bands, just because you want to rush it, because your legs are strong. Yeah, your legs might be strong, but you're not yet used to holding constant tension with the way we're trying to work out.
Makes sense.
It's a completely different story. Just because you can lift 500 pounds doesn't mean that you're going to handle the elite band after 3 or 4 reps. Because now 500 pounds in a deadlift, you lift it up and you put it down on the floor. That's it. That's all you did. You're not holding it up and down. And then I'm going to tell you, wait, actually do that for 15 times and don't ever put it back on the floor. I want you to maintain the tension. All of a sudden they're going to go, wait, no, I don't want to do it like that, right? I don't want to do that. That sounds a lot harder. That's what
it is harder.
Yeah.
2 things to add to this that helped me, you've taught me before, is push through the floor.
Yeah.
On the plate. That was huge. When I did that after my workout today with Ricky, I went out and got in front of a mirror And it dawned on me, oh, then so it's pushed through the floor. And then also, like you said, pop the hips through, you know.
Yeah.
And at that point, there was no more strain on the back, the lower back, none. So I was happy.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you were
That's
happy.
Hey, I tell you, the video I watched the other another one or two of your deadlift videos in the past today was just I don't know, just the visual, the angle, or whatever you had. It was spot on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
start
helpful.
making new ones of the right angle of showing the people how to actually do the movement, because I know that you know, I know that there was just one that was posted that was pretty good about the breathing the right way, like, but there's a lot more to deadlift than just taking a breath and breathing and pushing it up. Because if you could breathe in all you want and pushing it up, and if your whole back is rounded, you're wasting your time. You have to make sure that you're gripping the bar the right way. Another thing is they complain, well, my grip is wrong. Well, yeah, you look how long I take to set my grip. And every time I start, I take like maybe 20 seconds setting my grip at the bottom, setting my grip. And I know for a fact that I have the strongest grip of anybody in the group. I know no one has gripped anything close to what I'm gripping. But
I believe it.
I take 20 seconds just wasting my time on my grip down there. Why? People, you see, they grab the bar and they automatically stand up. Did you set your grip? No, you didn't set your grip. Your hands are not tight. Your hands are not. You have to really work that into your body to sustain that amount of tension that you're trying to do for that long. And then they wonder, but my grip's letting go. Yeah. The most important part of the deadlift or any of the pulls, grip it right. If you're not gripping, you're not going to do the damn thing. And then you're going to wonder why the grip left. Take your time with the grip and get shock. No shock, no gripping. that literally is, if you have no shock on your hand, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
And I would learn the hook grip if anybody's having the problem with the grip also.
Yeah.
Hook gripping really strengthens out makes it last a lot longer. It'll easily be 20 or 30%. Also, the hooks facing you rather than facing out during the deadlift. If you notice here, the hook is facing me, the open end of the hook. In all the pulls, you want the hook facing you. Why is this
Really?
scientifically? I don't know, but I've tested both ways, and you will always get easily 10 to 15% more reps with the hooks facing you than the hooks facing out. In any of the deadlift, in any of the pulls, you're gonna get more.
Wow.
It might be the way the bar rotates. With one direction, the bar is like rotating out of your hand and making it open, while the other way it's rotating into your hand, digging into it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So since this bar is remember the both hooks are rotating not independently. Now the bar itself will be rotating in a certain direction. With the hooks facing in, it seems to be digging into the palm. With the hooks facing out, it seems to rotate itself out of the palm, and that will make your hand open. So you want the hook rotating in a certain way where it's actually rotating into you. It makes it hold it better.
So it must be the angle with the straps point on the hook, and it's giving it that rotation.
Well, it's just if you see the spinning of the bar itself, it spins better one way than the other, or there's something about the way it rotates naturally.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
If you grab the thing and you look at it, you'll see how it rotates differently if you put it one way or the other. It will always, and then with the hooks facing you, you seem to have an advantage, or at least every time I've tested it, it's had an advantage going with the hooks facing my way.
All right.
And I mean, it makes a difference of easily 10 to 15%, which is a huge difference if you really come down to it. That means you're losing 3 or 4 reps just on the direction of the hook. As far as gripping goes, which makes a big difference if you were only getting 15, but now you only got 11 because of your grip. All right, you see what I'm saying? So it does make a big difference. Don't ask me why. That's just the way it works.
How important do you think sleep is?
It must be very important. The few that get good sleep in life must be very lucky. I've never gotten good sleep, so again, I'm going to tell you to do the best things that you could control. What you can control is your diet, If somebody tells me they can't control their diet, then I have nothing to tell you, because the reality is that's the one animal you could control in your life all the time. No one comes and sticks food in your mouth. You stick the food in your mouth. No one else does. Oh, she told me or he told me. That doesn't exist to me. That I have a problem with people telling me, but somebody was having a party and some. No. The only person putting stuff in your mouth is you, and that's it. All right. So no one could do that. The next one is working out. You could always get your workout in. You decide that, nothing else. Especially this, that's only 10 to 15 minutes. You decide that, nothing else. Out of that, some people sleep like a baby. Some people don't. I've never managed to sleep well any time in my life.
Wow.
Never. This doesn't happen for me.
Most sleep really well as like a teenager. You sleep 12 hours. You sleep 12 hours. Wow.
No, I never had that. I never had that even when I was a kid. Sleep was the thing where I sleep 2 hours, wake up. 1 hour, wait. I've never slept. Sleeping through the whole night to me is like that would be shocking to me. That's like
shocking to me now as an old person with prostate and everything else. You get up to pee a lot, and I just don't sleep through the night well enough.
No, but I just wake up automatic. I wake up. I have a thing where, let's say I'm sleeping and I'm falling. I literally almost every 5 seconds I'm waking up falling out of something. I'm constantly waking up in a falling situation or something. It's always happened to me all my life.
Well,
So I've never had a good sleep.
When I see people on Facebook said they couldn't stay up to watch a game, and I go, gosh, it's over by 10 o'clock. What time do you go to bed? 8, 9 o'clock? I mean, I just can't imagine it. Sleep, 8, 9, 10 hours. I just can't imagine it.
You can, man. I wish I could. I tell you that to me would be the only thing that puts me to sleep is I fall asleep with Mr. Ed. I got every Mr. Ed episode downloaded to my phone, and I turn on Mr. Ed and I hear him talk to Wilbur. He's always competing with the wife, saying, I could do anything she could do. I could do anything she could do, but better. And I got Jesus, just always that darn horse. And that's what literally I put that, since it's black and white, and that calms me down and helps me sleep. But then I end up having to wake up, put another episode of Mr. Ed.
But hey, since I went to carnivore, that's one of the pluses for me to change the diet.
You sleep better?
For me, hey, I'm not sleeping any more hours because of my schedule, but the sleep is deeper. And it's like,
nice.
Holy smokes. Yes, I'm much more, I'm sleeping like 8 hours. It's equivalent to an 8 hour sleeping time frame for me. I sleep like 5.5 to 6.5, somewhere in there. Yeah, if I hit 6.5, I'm good.
I think it's more the quality of your sleep than just hours.
Yeah. I would say the most important part would be quality, but like I said, just like tell you, sleep is important. Obviously, try to get your sleep in as best you can, but that's going to be individual for everyone. But it's hard to control for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Besides that, I tell you the truth, it's just your diet and X3. If the people are going to now start telling you, do ice baths, do this, do that, that's all a bunch of hokey that most normal people are never going to do in their life.
Oh, the ice bath, $2,000 ice bath. Order it now.
Yeah. Listen, all you need is to do the workout consistently. And if you want like body change results, then you want to do the diet the right way or consistently too, depending on which one you choose. But that's all you need. There doesn't have to be ice baths. There doesn't have to be a million yoga sessions or none of that. You just need to do it correctly, apply it, and do the diet. Yeah. Besides that, nothing else is needed.
I'm with you on the whole. I think there was a topic on this just a couple, maybe last week, the whole stretching thing. I've never stretched. Never wanted to stretch, never had to stretch. If I need to stretch, it's because I'm not working out. It's just because I need to stretch. I just don't stretch. So
right.
I mean, some people say that it fixes them. It makes them better. But I just never have felt that tight after working out that stretching.
Especially not with this.
No.
Not with this. Not like with weights.
With weights, absolutely.
You had to because you were blowing out your joints.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like literally what saves the joints, and you don't have that same problem.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm stretching my muscles when I do this.
Doing it. Now that's the key. Yeah. If you're doing it the right way, you're literally stretching as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what's really good about it. That's why if you're doing it the right way, you are stretching it as you're doing it. There's no reason to, Now, I'm not saying that when you finish the bicep, you don't have to go like this. Oh, damn, I'm in pain. That's it. But that's a real quick thing. You don't have to do here and sit here and do a elaborate 5-minute stretch routine. No, that doesn't have to happen.
I stretch after calf raises because my calves really, really hurt after
Get tight.
calf.
That's right. And you go like this, like that, like that. But literally, that's about it. And I don't spend my time getting any cramps or getting it. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, with this, when you get on that GH machine of yours, accelerator, I want to buy one, but at the amount, I don't, about
Wait for Black
$1,900.
Friday then. For Black Friday, they usually bring it down to like 900 something.
When? Oh, Black Friday?
Yeah.
I got to buy that then. But
yeah, wait for it.
Now.
If you're thinking about it that way, wait for the Black Friday sale. I'm sure they're
All
gonna have one, and then that's when you get it lower.
I've got a cheap one I bought on Amazon, and I don't know. So I go to OsteoStrong class. I have one. I'm here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we have an OsteoStrong place, and so I do that. And I've been on their Vibe plates, and I've been on the one that I bought. I don't at 30 millihertz. I don't feel the difference. There's not much of a difference. I think if you buy a quality enough one, you can spend $300 or $400 and still do what it needs to do. I mean, somebody can tell me different. That's fine, but I haven't seen any difference between my one I have and the one that's at the OsteoStrong.
Well, he could give you the link for his.
Yeah,
there's the advantage. He could give you the link for his.
Like I said, I just bought mine on Amazon.
Do we just type in Maytel for a code?
For his, I don't know. He's the one that whatever he has. I'm telling you to wait for the Black Friday one. That's what I'm telling you to do.
Yeah.
Black Friday. If that's your direction, he's telling you that he has one that he thinks is just as good because he's used the other one over there. So you see what I'm saying? So you can check out what he's saying. But if you wanted to get the GH accelerator, I would just then wait for the Black Friday sale. If you're already close to it and you're thinking about the pricing, then wait for the sale.
Yeah. I wonder how often they have. Do you know how often they do?
I told you Black Friday. I know that, and that Black Friday is coming up in a month or two, isn't it? 2 or 3 months.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It was in about middle of October last year. That's when I bought the X3.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that's when they're going to have the sale again, probably.
All right.
So you have some patience.
I don't.
You don't? Well, then when people don't have patience, they pay higher. You pay for speed. That's how it works.
What about
Anybody
these
have
new
a good
bands?
used one for sale?
Huh?
What about the new bands?
Oh, Paraforce. Yeah.
The new bands are totally worth it.
I agree.
I know that's gonna sound like they're totally worth it. They're not the same.
It really
the Elite band anymore. I'll use it just to show it because people look at it and they are impressed by looking at it, right? But they're in no way as good of a workout as the Power Force bands are. The Power Force bands, if you want the Elite band, you just stack the damn Power Force bands. Put 3 black bands on there. It was way more than the Elite band. And then do it. But it still works you out better than the Elite band does because the force curve is better.
Yeah. I feel it in the mid-range way more than I do. I've done where I've just took, like, say, did chest press, grabbed a black chest, just the regular band, and did like just 4 reps, and then grab that Paraforce band and do 4 reps, and you can just feel it instantly. It's just a different. It's
a better dig into the muscle. You're getting a better workout.
Yeah,
it provides you a better workout for your bang. So if you're gonna do, let's say you got the same amount of reps, 20 reps and 20 reps, you still got a better workout because I guarantee you those were a better digging stimulus into your muscle than the other ones were.
As a person that's been doing this for almost a year, basically, when I've been using the regular bands, and I've got a good workout, and I'm winded, but I can tell you this: when I bought the Paraforce, I had them for a month now, and my workout is just, I feel 10 times more wore out on either day than I did just with regular. I don't know how. I mean, and I really thought when I first was doing it, the first workout, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. At the end, especially squats, that's where I noticed a huge difference. Yeah.
What's the cost on those?
I think they're like 160 something or
it's right under 170 for the 4 bands. So
4 bands.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that he's going to take out supposedly with it the Elite band, an Elite. I'm thinking that he's taking out an Elite that's a little bit like the Elite and one that's higher than the Elite in Power Force, but they're still testing that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Let me ask you a question, Mikkel. Have you tried the longer bar? And I mean, because I'm a small frame
I have
guy,
the
so
longer
I
bar.
don't
You
think
don't
I
need it.
need it.
I have the longer bar. I don't use it.
I mean, does it? I mean, I just wonder how people think that makes a difference. I don't know how the
Well, some people feel that they're able to hold it easier for them, whatever, if they're very wide, right? And maybe their biceps, when they're doing bicep curls, it helps with their wrist, whatever. But it's not needed.
yeah,
It's not needed at all. For
gotcha.
most people, it's not needed at all. If you're really big, but again, look at Daniel, 6'5" something. Look at it. Very few people are bigger than that guy, and he uses a small bar, right?
Right.
So when people
Oh,
say I
wow.
can't use it, it really is, again, they're still adapted to weights. They're still adapted to going wide with the chest press, where, yeah, you were going wide in the chest press so you could lift more. So you could look impressive that you were lifting more, but that's not the actual, it's not because that works your chest out more. You
Yeah.
were going wide with the chest press so you could lift more during a bench press while doing weights, which the only objective in life is to lift more, to look like you're lifting more, but not because it's actually stimulating you more.
Yeah, I find that I think out of everybody I've ever like worked out with, I've had some friends come over and stuff. I think the chest press is the hardest to get people to
To
get the
understand it.
form, to get the
Yes,
feel of the chest. You know, like
yes.
that
Yeah.
Because they're
pushing the
still
bar.
adapted to trying to push it like in the bench press,
Yeah,
and it's different. You have to first of all angle your hands differently. It has to be pushed out differently in order to actually get the chest to activate.
yeah.
Ooh, you got the good stuff back there.
Pellegrino. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Choco Loco, the Choco Loco ones. The,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Topo Chico.
Tapo Chico, whatever it is.
Chico.
I never mentioned it the right way. That thing is the most awesome one there is.
It took me
I
a year
like
to
it.
get the
Yeah.
name down. We live in this in California. We buy it like nonstop.
Yeah.
It's our blood out here.
I don't know what they put in that thing. I think they're putting crack into it, but that stuff is good.
And what's interesting about that is most carbonated drinks, they go flat. You leave them for an hour, you can't drink them, right? They're like still water. This thing you let Topo Chico go for 36 hours and it's still carbonated. It still has a
Yeah,
good
I don't know. I don't know what kind of crack they're using there to pedal, but that stuff is good stuff.
It's
I'll
different.
give it.
than other
That's good
sparkling.
stuff.
Powerful bubbles, I'll tell you.
It
Yeah.
used to be really hard to find out here in the stores. They'd be out of it all the time, and we'd look for it, and we got a case, and now it's back in stock. I don't know if COVID thing had something to do with it or what.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
hey, I have just one more question. On your membership, so with the $15 a month, you're going to be able to download your videos if you do workouts, and you'll be able to.
well, right now, I moved all the things. Right now, the basic is 20, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yes, you're able to upload all your videos. You're able to see all my videos. You're able to do log in your diet. You're able to log in your workouts. You're gonna have the how-to videos there. You're able to do exactly this with 4 other people or with however many you want to do the workouts with. If you find that so you go work out with other people. So that's all included. And right now, everything's double. So like whoever signs up for this, the let's say the basic membership, even the basic membership will get one virtual class for the first 2 months. So you're gonna get either a push or a pull, whichever one. If you get the classic bar, then you're gonna get 2, because the classic bar comes with 1. You'll get the push and the pull. That way, you do the push and the pull workout with me at least once for the first 2 months, and then you go back to 1. So
Okay.
right now everything's double for all the benefits are double.
Okay.
This is very good.
And David over there loves his benefits.
Yes. I do. Very much.
You're going to be like Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Oh,
Beast,
he's
you
gonna be
betcha.
in the GQ 70 and up GQ.
Boom. Yeah. And I was out chopping away bamboo today. And I was,
Really?
thank God, I've been working with the X3. That bamboo's been there probably 50 years. The roots, oh my gosh. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if you never grow bamboo, never in your yard.
Well, the new house I bought in Jacksonville has bamboo along the back, and I was trying to move it some out of the way to get that stuff is hard. That stuff is that stuff is brutal. I tell you the truth.
Hey, I broke my axe handle, a full size axe handle out there today.
And
so-
the bamboo stayed.
Yeah.
The bamboo stayed there, but you broke your axe.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
swung it. I actually put a little leverage, like a pull, snap. So
That's a
and I
new,
was
that's a
it's
new
an older
workout,
axe.
X3 and bamboo chopping.
Yeah, there we go. I'll tell you what, I was in it. Once I warmed up, I had a firm grip up too, just like on the bar on that axe handle belt. But hey, the with your accelerator machine, Mikkel,
Mhm.
what kind of platform? I noticed you have a black bench you put behind it.
Okay,
Keep your
the
feet
one
level.
behind me that that most people see me, I have two. I have one that I showed over the first time around 3 years ago. I have a bench that's an adjustable little bench that's like a step stool. That thing is rated for 1,500 pounds, so that's never gonna break.
All right.
And what's good about it is that I've actually used that as a foot plate. Incredibly enough, I've actually used that as a foot plate because it has a bigger footprint than a foot plate. As far as it's 1 foot wide on one, and it's exactly the same size as the foot plate wide, but the length in the front from front to back is like a foot. So your feet fit comfortably on it, rather than that sometimes for people their feet tend to dangle over the foot plate because the foot plate's narrow.
Yeah.
Right. This is a lot wider. That thing handles 1,500 pounds, and it really works well with the accelerator because it's the same height. But what I have behind it that you see is the actual. The first time I bought the bike plate, or the first time vibration, the GH accelerator wasn't out. So I found a Solo Flex whole vibration platform on eBay, and I got it for like $170. And that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. But I tell you right now, that was like the shaking. I took the motor off now because I use it differently. But the shaking on it was once I got the GH accelerator. Like, I know you say that the one you have is comparable to the one at the Osteostrong. That shaking thing was a toy. That was just like a toy compared to the stuff on the accelerator. The accelerator was like shaking your whole head off. And this thing was like, it was just like a jiggly sensation, but it wasn't doing nothing.
I see.
Right.
So
but that's what I use behind me is the Solo Flex. It's called the whole vibration platform. And it's a nice little bench that you're able to do things, especially how I use it. So you could use it for if you're doing split squats and you want to have somewhere to put your leg behind you.
Yeah. And that's that.
On the accelerator.
How was that gray plate any better than the original black plate to stand on?
Is the gray plate better than the original? What, the accelerator?
No, just the standard plate that comes with a kit.
The standard plate that comes with a kit will not go on the accelerator.
I had the black. Now it comes in. It looks like platinum color or gray.
Yeah, it comes that silver color. Well, now that one has like little pads underneath it, so it's better than the black plate. The black plates didn't have feet. The new metal plate has feet that when you put it on, let's say tile, or you put it on wood, it doesn't hit it with metal, and it won't slide as much. So it's better for that, and I believe it has better. It's better for the bands than the black plate.
The band's a little better, I think. Yeah.
Yes, it has a better feel on it than the other. The edge of it is longer. The bands don't rub up against the original back plate. Had the band protector was a little short, I think. This one goes all the way across.
Yeah.
So I think it's better for the bands.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna have the accelerator only has that plastic plate that it comes with that's not very thick. So if you're going to do split squats with it, you have to tie it down. Or you have to put the metal plate over it and then tie that down. Because if you just try to do split squats with the metal plate over the accelerator, it'll slide on you. Especially with split squats where you're pulling that much tension. If you're just using the white band, you might be able to keep it on there. But if you're using a lot of tension, that thing's going to move on you. So you want to tie that down with tie-down straps. That's what I do. I tie down, whenever I'm going to do split squats, I tie it down with tie-down straps because there's a lot of tension being pulled up and you're only placing 1 foot on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that will either bend the plate, and I have a thick plate. I have a plate that's easily 2 inches thick.
Wow.
And it still bends it. All right? So even that I tie down. Because the split squats, you're putting your foot down the middle, and now you have the band that's doubled like in deadlift. So that's going to pull up a lot. And if you do the black band plus the dark gray band plus whatever, now you're really pulling up a lot of tension
Huh.
with the
Wow.
foot in the middle. That's very hard to do. That's very hard on the plate. Any more questions?
I can see that in your split squat demo, then video. I can
Yes.
see that setup. All right.
Yeah, you want to definitely tie it down.
Well, hey, thanks, Mikkel, for everything. I'm going to jump off of here because I've got dinner to go to. My wife's been asking me if I'm going to come eat.
No
You got
carbs.
steak?
No carbs.
We are eating chicken tonight. So
All
Yeah.
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
Nice.
pretty much, I'm not full carnivore yet. I still like, I eat asparagus
Okay.
and I eat a few veggies. So.
How about your wife? Strictly carnivore?
She is not. She is definitely not.
The ladies,
No.
it's very difficult.
It is. I mean, you know what? For the most part, my wife is fine if if we eat steak 4 nights a week. Got no problem with meat. She just likes to have rice and she likes to have a little bit of veggies. And we have young kids, so it's easier to, my kids are still not on board either. So, but I do like a few vegetables. I'm not a big. Yeah, I drink black coffee. I don't drink sugar, and I don't drink anything else, and I don't drink any
Then
pop.
you're doing great. You already got rid of 90% of the problem.
Yeah. So
Trust me, the problem is not going to be the asparagus. Is not going to be the problem. That's not going to be a problem.
No. I mean, if you want, my diet is pretty strict. If I have anything in my diet that's out of whack, it's because sometimes I like oatmeal with bananas in it, and every now and then I'll do that. That's that's my ice cream in a sense. I don't eat ice cream, so I'll have oatmeal with bananas in it with a little bit of monk fruit on it. So that's about it for me.
My wife's a nurse in the hospitals, and what those girls bring in, the nurses, oh my goodness, pies, cakes, brownies, cookies.
Oh, yeah.
That's always the way
That's
it
their
works.
health system.
If there's protein in it, it's an accident.
You guys have a great evening. Thank you,
You
Mikkel.
too. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right,
Talk
see
to
ya.
you, see. Bye.
I got to do this more often. This was actually very fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good.
So see you tomorrow in the morning. You ready
Yes,
for your
sir.
workout tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. Hey, where did you get your square plate then? That was wider, 12 inches. You got it online?
I got it on Amazon. I'll send you the link by tomorrow. I gotta find because I got that maybe 2 or 3 years ago or more. I got that when I first got the X3, so I gotta try to find it.
Okay.
I'll look in my history and check where that guy came from.
Okay. Hey,
All right.
Phil, thanks for everything. Appreciate
All right.
this.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.